I am down 20 pounds so far with no gym, no equipment, and no, I did not starve myself. I built a system that actually works for me. But let me be real with you, because I have started over more times than I can count. I'll be motivated for a week or two, but then life will start lifing, and then I'll slip back into those old habits. So what changed this time? This time I got serious. I stopped waiting to feel ready and start acting like the person I wanted to become. This is the real side of fat loss. No filters, no shortcuts. Just structure, mindset, and discipline, and a whole lot of walking. This video kicks off Wellness Week for my channel, where I'm showing exactly how I transform my body and mindset through real sustainable habits. I have 2 more videos dropping Thursday and Sunday, so if you are ready for a change, make sure you're tuning in. Let's get into it. So I had a moment, the moment, you know which one. I was out one day with an oversized cardigan, doing a little shopping, but then I caught a glimpse of my body from the side profile. Girl, my body looked so crazy. And it's so insane because I didn't know that I looked like that. I couldn't even lie to myself and say I'm bloated or I had just ate. I had no excuse for the way I was looking. It hit me so hard, but that day I had realized I let go of myself. Not just physically, but mentally too. I used to take so much pride in how I look, but somewhere along the way, I just stopped showing up for myself. I made a decision for myself that day. No more waiting till Monday, no more starting over. I was going to get serious this time and actually stick to it. So let's start with the habit that changed everything for me. Intermittent fasting. I follow the 16-8 method, which means I eat for 8 hours and fast for 16. The key to fasting for me is making sure that my last meal is packed with protein so that I don't wake up starving. Fasting really helped to cut out that late night snacking, eating just to eat. I became so much more mindful of why I was reaching for the food in the first place. It also gave my body a break. Instead of constantly digesting, it finally had time to reset. But let me be real, because fasting is not some magic weight loss hack. It only works if you're eating the right food in the right portions. You cannot be eating those 20-piece from Wingstop with voodoo fries and thinking you're gonna lose weight that way because you ate it within the fasting window. It does not work like that. So for me, this meant pairing fasting with whole meals that are high in protein, high in fiber, and high volume. I don't obsess over food, I just stay consistent, and that makes all the difference. I walk every single day for a total of 3 hours in zone 2. Sounds like a lot, and I know, but it's the most peaceful, grounding part of my day. Zone 2 walking, if you don't know, is that sweet spot where your body is burning only stored fat as fuel. I walk twice a day for an hour and 30 minutes each, once in the morning when I wake up, and then in the evening or afternoon after I get done with either my snack or dinner. Waking up and walking first thing in the morning is tough, especially when you're doing it fasted, I'm not gonna lie, but I like those added fat loss benefits. I will recommend zone 2 walking for any and everyone, but I do have to warn you because it is very boring, especially if you're doing it indoors. But it doesn't stress your body out and it actually works. Okay, so let's talk about it. The one thing everyone knows they need to do to lose weight, but no one wants to stick with it: a caloric deficit. No, it is not starving yourself. I do not cut out entire food groups. I still eat carbs, but I do make sure that I eat less than what I burn. I use a TDEE calculator, which you can find on this website, but it lets you know how many calories you can consume to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain your weight. So the number that was provided for me, I build my meals around this many calories. Honestly, knowing that number gave me so much more power, knowing that I'm not under eating. It also made it easier to plan my meals and meet my goals. If you are trying to lose weight and you're just not seeing those results, I promise you, tracking changes everything. You don't have to track forever, but it helps you eat in a way where you don't feel restricted. I started taking sleep seriously. This was huge for me. I used to be up all times of night, scrolling, snacking, watching Netflix, no structure whatsoever. My body definitely was not recovering and I was not seeing results. Now I prioritize 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. If you are struggling to get on a sleep schedule like I was, y'all, magnesium glycinate, this changed the game for me. Now it's going to take about a week and a half for you to actually start seeing those results, but they do work. You're going to be knocked out within an hour or 30 minutes even after taking them. It doesn't make you drowsy like melatonin. It's just like giving your nervous system a chill pill. That way your body can recover and burn fat properly. Sleep is not optional if you want to lose weight. If your body is stressed and inflamed, you're not going to see those results. I got obsessed over progress and not perfection. One of the biggest mindset shifts that I had was letting go of doing everything perfectly. I used to be an all or nothing girl. Either I was eating clean or I was completely off the rails. But this time I told myself, just do better than yesterday. That's it. Even on hard days when I'm tired and not feeling it, I try to show up in some way. Maybe it's a shorter walk. I may miss my protein goal, but I still stay in my deficit. That's still a win. I got obsessed with showing up consistently, not perfectly. I started to actually enjoy seeing little improvements, how my clothes fit, how my face starts slimming down, how much easier it was to hit my 20K steps. Once I stopped obsession over perfection, I started seeing real progress. The truth is, progress compounds. Imperfection burns you out. I had to learn to give myself grace and focus on momentum, not this imaginary perfect version of myself. The biggest change for me wasn't physical, it was mental. I realized I have never given myself a real chance. I would go to the gym for a week or two and then fall off, but this time I made it a lifestyle. Even on days I don't feel like walking, I don't want to cook, I don't want to track, I still push myself. I stopped making excuses and I start being consistent. If you're watching this and thinking, where do I even begin? I got you. You don't need a fancy program, you don't need to be perfect, and you definitely don't need to wait for motivation to show up. You need a reason, one that's going to pull you out of bed when it's cold, to get you moving when you rather stay in, to make you care about yourself again. And don't overcomplicate it. If all you can do is walk 20 minutes a day and track one meal, start there. Stack those small wins. Discipline is built one habit at a time. And girl, give yourself a real chance. That was my problem before. I was treating my goals like temporary fixes instead of a permanent shift. No magic tea or pill, just habits, consistency, and discipline, even on those hard days. If you're still watching this, you want to change. I see you. I've been you, and I promise your breakthrough is on the other side of consistency. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video in Wellness Week. I will see you guys on Thursday. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.